So this is part two. I have some pending works I recorded, but it gives some screen wise error. So I again recorded this video. Uh, okay, yeah. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, fastly, fast. Mhm. Mhm. अरे यार क्या ही दिक्कत है भाई का Okay. So we are live. So this is the second part because in the first part there was some video error. That's why we didn't we record the all part, but the capturing of the screen was not happening with the good. So I again recorded this video. Uh, yeah. So I was resuming from the last position where I was in the position we have created some endpoints for our session objects and created the rest endpoints and controllers methods. Okay. So in the postman we created we tested these two methods creating and get alls. Okay. So I updated the simple codes when we create when passing the request body for creating the session object we print we just for debugging purpose we just print the session what comings in the uh, parameters, and after we call the service method of create session. After that we print out these sessions also. Okay. So let's consume and simply check we have created a session with the session id 456. I simply call the run. What it give? Check. Like the problem is it gives the session id name, but the problem is it gives the null values also. So I go through the check, go through the code and check why it is giving null. So it's somewhere it's happening wrong. I also print out those values what coming in the request body. So it's also coming I have not proper saving in the maps, I think like this, but there was something else uh, what the session values is we get the request body we also print there. So session request body is coming is session id example, and from the request from this point I have passed this line with the id name and price, but it is getting null, still null, getting null in there. Okay. Still getting null there. Okay. So I go through the code and find, but right now I didn't find the solution. So after some time later, I find solution and give you the answer also. And after creating, I check the after calling the service method, what was the value. So again, it's always null. We pass the null value, then we also get the null. Yeah, after calling the service. After calling the session service implementation class. Okay, so we can check the other endpoints, we can skip these line items, and we can check all the other four points, we get session by id, we get session. This is the line item, line item is null, so when we try to get line item by its id, so it's also giving the null value. And this is the get method, this is the get method for returning the all session, get all session. And this is the post method for deleting the session. Okay, for deleting the session. So we check every endpoints. Okay, so quickly add those values, add request for performing all. So firstly, what was I do, I create two, three sessions, and one session I created with session ID 456. Another session I created with value 123, and one more session I created with 123 456. Okay, so we totally created three sessions. How we check? We call the get all session. This is the get method for getting all session. This method we call this method. Get all session. We also write some system.out.println for debugging purpose, so we can also check in the console, this method is running or not. Okay, so I call this endpoint. It returns three session id, name, and line item. Line item is null. Okay, so what was the id? Session id 123 456 123 456, what we created in the post method of this. Okay, we can also ensure this is get all method. This line is running from where? This line is running there, from there. In the method of get all session, the first line is this, and it is running, means this method is running by hitting this endpoint. Okay, so we check two endpoints. First, for get all sessions, and another one is create session. Now it's time to check this endpoint, get session by passing it id. So base url is same, and after that we only put the id, and method is the get, and we try to get a session by its id. So we can quickly create a request, add a request, pass the session. We have these three sessions, with the session id session, I pass the id and try to get the details of the session. Yeah, it give me, after the endpoints, after the endpoint I pass the id, then it's give the details of the session by its id. I check other another id 456, I still get the value. Means this session is also working proper, this endpoint is also working the proper. So we cover this post mapping, get by id. We also check this, but line item is null, so it's returning some null value, but we can check what was the value is coming. Okay, and after I will go through and check why was the this problem while line item is getting null values. I can go through and solve those also. So okay, simply go there, and in the last we put line items. What was the answer? It sent some blank test. If we see in the JSON, it also blank. Means it returning some null value. Can we check this method is calling or not? Yeah. So yeah, I can also write a system.out.println for debugging purpose, for checking this method is working or not. So this method is working but return null. So I can check in the console like this statement is printing or not. So see, this method is working but return null means this method is working properly, but the value it return is null. Okay, I go through and find this solution also. So what was the last I covered the four. I create the session, get session by id, get session by id, get session by line item of session by id, get all session, and at last what remains is delete a session. So we need to delete some session. Okay, we need a post method for deleting the session. Okay, so I add a request, paste this, the method is this, I put the id, session id, which is session 456, and at the last I put expire as we declare in the endpoints. Like we declare in the endpoints now, like id and then after expire keyword. Okay, okay. So I press this, save it, and press the. So what was the message I received? Delete the session with id session 456. From where this message is coming? Like in the response entity in the body, we added this method delete the session with id this. So but one problem, like means this session is removed from the map. So again we can confirm like by getting all the session, like this session is removing or not. So how much session we get? Two sessions only. Means the session for with id session id 456 is deleted. So now we again try, like we go and again try to hit this same url, same endpoint, and try to again delete it. What was the message is outing? Vishy, the same message, delete the session with id 456. Is instead of this id I add some other id 890 also. What was the message? The same message, delete the session with id this. Means it is not checking the session is presenting in the map or not, it just simply put some values, put some response entity string output like this. Okay, so first we need to check like this session is exist in the map. If it doesn't exist, then we don't need to delete. If it exists, then we need to delete. Okay, so we need to update our business logic for this. So this is the delete session. So firstly we need to get the session. So I get the session like sessions dot get by id, get it by id, and check if session not equals to null. Okay, then we remove. Session is not null means session is present in the map. So then I remove, and in return I put some string value like session is deleted from map with id. What id? Id is this. Okay, id, and we change this return type to the string. Okay. Hmm. And if session is not returning null, means if session is returning null, means the session is not present in the map, then what message is returning? Session is not deleted. Not deleted from map with id this, because because there is no session in map with this id. Simple. Okay. So return type is string. We need to also update the controller method. Like this is the this method is calling the delete session. This service object. This service class object is calling this delete session. In return, it returns some string values, which is a message. So instead of passing this static value, we put the message. If session is present, then some message. If session is not present, then some message. Okay, we quickly rerun our application. Yeah, it's up over the port 9090. Go to the postman, create some session. Like there is a, we restarted our server, so all the sessions from the map is deleted, because we are not storing the session into anywhere in the db, so it is deleted by default by killing, by after deleting the or killing the process. Okay, so there is no still any session in the session, so we need to create some sessions first. So I create 2 3 session. I create a session with 1 2 3 4 5 6 id created. I created a other session with 1 2 3 id. Now I get a session, so I get two sessions with session id 1 2 3 and with session id 1 2 3 4 5 6. Now I get this session, like what value is returning? I check, it's returning, means the session is exist. Now I try to delete this session. Okay, so for deleting, I put the ID there and at the last expire. So I delete this session. What message is coming? Session is deleted from map with ID. So from where this message is returning? This message is returning from the business logic uh, of the if condition. Means session is not null. It gets the session by its ID. Means session is not null. It remove the session and then return a string value. Session is deleted from the map. It exists in the map, that's why it deleted from the map with id. If session is not exist in the map and we try to delete it, then this message is coming. Okay, session is null. So we again confirm, like get all session, we confirm we have only one session, other is deleted. Okay, we again go and try to delete the same session again. Then what was the result? Now, now we see the another result. Session is not deleted from the map with this session ID, because there is no session in the map with this ID. Means the else block is running. The else block is running and returning this string. And if we try to delete some other ID which is not existing in the map also, I try to delete. The same message is coming, like the session is not deleted from the map with this ID, because there is no session in the map with this ID. Okay, now we get the points, like if session is present, then it will delete it. If session is not present, then we don't able to delete this. Okay, so I cover all the endpoints, all the 5 endpoints, creating controllers, business logics, models, and all things. Now the last thing what I am thinking about, to push it over the git, like I completed the all task. start Spring IO and put the dependencies, web and developer tools, and download it over the machine, import it into the ID, start the project and basic. I cover the REST controller and Postman's testing also. I cover the all the Spring Boot, like a basic Spring Boot annotation which we required for the API integrations, and the last things. And I also end to end check with the all the endpoint API stripes is in create session endpoints with the Postman also. So the last thing remaining is to check the Git integration. Like we have this all code over our local machine, so we need to put all the code over the remote branch. Okay, so for this I go to the my Bitbucket account. So this is my Bitbucket account. There I created many branches for testing purpose. For this feature I create again a one branch with the name branch, create branch, uh, type feature, name of the branch. I choose test feature, test feature one. I created. Now I check out these branch into our source tree. Our source tree is the medium between Bitbucket and local repository to put all the local repositories things into the remote branch. So we click the checkout in source tree. It's open source tree by default. Okay. Hmm. Yeah. Clone it, select the checkout branch and destination path. For destination path, I choose some path in my local repositories, like in the sorry, in the D, I Spring Boot microservice is not there, not there. Yeah, Spring Boot microservice internship, payment integration, repo, my app, or simply I put there. Yeah, bit bucket test stripe API. Okay, I created a folder there. Okay, I give this path to source tree, like checkout branch is the feature, test feature one. I paste my machine branch and try to clone. Yeah, it's completed. Now check over the local. What happened? They created the three file: git, gitignore, and readme.md. Okay. So what I need to put, like I created a Spring Boot project over some other place, and I need to put all the things over the remote. So I put all the code over the same directory there. So that's why they fetch all the locals code over the remote with the help of source. So I just need to copy paste all the code there. So source tree easily trace all the changes what I made locally. So it give or it make ready all the changes for pushing to the remote server. So I simply go through the project, like where I created. I see I created in the D Spring Boot microservice tutorial is test stripe integration. I go to the directory in the D Spring Boot microservice tutorial. Spring Boot microservice tutorial. Yeah, there. This is the file. What I need to copy from there? Ambient source, not the git ignore, help, mv, and this and this. By skipping these two files, okay, I just simply copy and go to the there where I created the repo bitbucket test and paste it there. Now see, go to the source tree and see what will happen. They trace all the files like what I changes made in our local repo. They put all the changes file into the unstacked files. Means they are ready to add, ready to commit. So I simply by clicking this add, or add the file into the stacked files. Means it is ready to be committed. There we see all my files like these are the main application, these are the controller files like where we write the stripe api integrations. Okay, so for in a one go, for stack all the files, we click this icon stack all the files is coming there into the stacked area. Now it's time to commit. I click the commit, give some message for the commit like test stripe API integration on feature one. Okay, and click the commit button. It traces that this is my commit. Test Stripe API integration on feature one. Go to the big bucket and check like the local changes are showing there or not. So I come to my Bitbucket account, go to the commit and see the last commit. This is the last commit. No, 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 it's not refreshing. I refresh it again. Again, go to the commits. Again, go to the commits and open this. This is my last stripe. Oh, why? Okay, okay. I understand. My fault. I put all the values. I committed, but I didn't push. Committed means I committed all the changes in our source tree. Means it is ready to push for the remote, but we didn't push these changes over the remote. So for pushing these changes over the remote, we have one option. So I simply go there. See, this is the local feature test feature one. This is the local branch and this is the remote branch where we want to push. We can select also other branch where we want to push, but I created this, so I want to uh, uh, push all the changes over the this remote branch. I click the push. Now it's time to go to the bit bucket, refresh, go to the commit and see. This is my last commit. Test Stripe API integration on feature one. All my local branch changes are coming over the remote. I can verify it. Download all these files I added from local branch to remote. I can quickly check this is the POM file. Yeah, this is the controller Stripe controller file where I put all the controllers endpoints for API integration. Like we did a post mapping. This is the base URL, and this is the CSS request body. This is get mapping, get by ID, get all, delete all, and this is the Pojo object for list item, Pojo object for session items, session object, and this is the business logic service layer where we apply all the business logic for creating and getting. And this is the main Spring Boot application class from where it is running. And this is the property we added the server dot port is equal to 9090. So all the changes are coming over the remote branch. Means we completed all the tasks end to end. We started a Spring IO, build a Spring Boot application from scratch, did the Stripe APIs endpoint related controller service pojos, and covering all the rest and rest endpoints, Spring annotation, Spring Boot annotation, try to cover all the annotations also, which are basically used in the REST API integrations. Okay, REST APIs calling and controllers. And at the last we also attach our local branch with the remote and push all the our codes over the remote branch over the bit bucket. So this is end from my side, and I'm very thankful for this video, and I'm very thanks to Mr. Tosif sir. I will be grateful for joining this session. I am very thankful and very uh, grateful about this session. I got a jam things. I never saw anyone teaching like this, going into details like this. And you are exposing the all the industries levels. Like you put all your 14 years knowledge into your videos. So hats off. Thank you. Thank you for giving these opportunity to us to learn from you. Thank you. This is the end from my side. Thank you, sir. And bye bye to you.